Can a psychopath be fit for ministry? Response to David Will, apologist. So let's see what she says here. Published a story. The admission was shocking, making it more egregious as Wood's seemingly lack of remorse or apology, as you can observe for yourself in the clip. So now they're still doubling down on this.
Okay, first of all, I don't know if they know anything about a diagnosed psychopath, but there is quite literally a lack of remorse.
The admission was shocking enough, making it egregious was Wood's seemingly lack of remorse or apology, as you can observe. Okay, so let's remember David Wood's a psychopath. He cannot express emotion.
Yeah.
Anyone who's ever watched this stuff, listened to him in interviews, interacted with him, knows he does not have the he does not have the capacity to share emotion. That is literally a medical condition he has.
Yeah.
Okay. Wood also minimizes crime. Gosh, this is such a bad article. Willing participants, though he described evil. Yeah, he said it's evil. He also crassly described 13-year-old big boobs, post-pubescent. Normally, think a flippant confession and minimization would be deemed unconscionable, but I was deluged with negative feedback for publishing a story about Wood and called a litany of names by his followers. Shockingly, many don't seem to understand that sex between eight. Really, Julie? This is such bad faith. This is such bad faith. Yeah, even when Mike Winger steps up to defend David Wood.
Hello. Yeah.
Mike Winger, right? Which is they got like a fake beef going. But Mike Winger stepped up to defend David Wood. I especially was surprised and disappointed. The Bible teacher and YouTuber Mike Winger will note. Maybe you shouldn't be surprised and disappointed when solid men with amazing track records push back against some of this malarkey.
Maybe you should hear them out.
Maybe there's something here.
Yep.
Maybe you're wrong on this one, Julie.
Yeah.
Your report, which I just read, was very much off as a hit piece and not an accurate telling of what happened, Winger said. You'd come off that article thinking David Wood was casually chatting about it like it was just another act, as if he went to McDonald's Tuesday and also two girls. Yet, what I pointed out, that's precisely how Wood sounded. Winger pivoted and expressed that became the dominant point among Wood's defender. Yeah, he sounds casual, Mike replied. David always sounds casual because he is a diagnosed sociopath. Gosh! Psychopath. My gosh! So this is the part, and omitting details is lying.
Yeah.
Omitting details is lying. When someone is a psychopath, they are incapable of showing emotions.
Yeah.
That is an important detail with the way you're framing his reaction here.
Yeah, well, and then they're even gaslighting the quote unquote defenders, saying this has expressed a dominant point among Wood's defenders, and it's like he's a psychopath. We're like, no, it's not a point. It's not even a defense.
Yeah, no one's defending what David Wood did.
It's just a fact. He is factually a psychopath that will not feel remorse or express remorse.
Yeah.
So he's just telling you, he's quite literally sitting there telling you all the dirty laundry before he was saved and giving you all the cold, hard facts that may influence how people view, was it a 5-year-old? Was it a 15-year-old? Like, all bad.
Yeah. Yeah, let's keep going. Others were less charitable, questioning my mental abilities for faith. Well, this is the internet, Julie. Yeah. There's going to be people like, no one with a platform is going to call you, at least I would hope no one in our world, in our circles, would call you stupid or dumb or anything like that, because I don't think that's fair. But yes, most of us pushed back and said, hey, this is all pretty wild, right? This is wild that you're omitting these things.
Yeah.
Right? Others were less charitable, but I get the point. Our article acknowledged that has been diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder. Raises the important question, though. Can a current psychopath and former rapist be fit for ministry? Prior to covering this story, this is not something I've edited. Here's the part, and I don't want to make it personal, but like, she's wrote about sus stuff in her book. She has some issues with her own history as a youth leader and having an inappropriate soul tie or whatever you want to call it with a young woman. Oh, wow. She's wrote about this in her book. This is public knowledge. So that's the part where I go, come on, Julie. Like, come on, your hands aren't clean here.
Yeah.
Like, your hands aren't clean here.
And that's in ministry, by the way.
In ministry.
Yeah.
Prior to covering this story, it's not something I'd ever considered. I wasn't aware that that there were any admitted psychopaths in ministry. Really? You didn't think that there was a likelihood that there were psychopaths that God saved and redeemed? Yeah, and certainly an apologetics ministry is different than a pastoral ministry when someone is responsible for shepherding another human soul. Still, my initial response, I was expressed on X, a psychopath is serious handicap because expressing proper emotions is key to imitating Christ and developing trust with others. But I'm certainly no expert in this area. I consulted someone I trust who is Phil Monroe. elite psychologists, blah, 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 like psychopaths and narcissists. A psychopath lacks empathy and has the willingness to use others. Monroe wrote in email correspondence, clearly in this video Wood expressed no real empathy for young girls and his impact on them. Monroe noted he expresses no empathy about the listener. He is the center of the story. He even somewhat chastises the embarrassment of the other guy, fellow apologist, that's apostate prophet. I could guess he would say the context is his attack on Muslims who are saying he can't attack the prophet for child rape, and he is also a child rape. But no apparent awareness that anyone else might be listening in. Monroe also noted, so this is an appeal to authority fallacy. So I'm now going to, so I know I fumbled this. I know I fumbled this.
Yeah.
I know I fumbled this bad. I had to make 8 corrections.
Hello.
I omitted details from the way that the headlines were read. And now I'm going to go and appeal to authority and find a psychologist that agrees with me.
Yeah.
Monroe also noted that Wood appears pugilistic, so anything goes to win for his point. Again, who is the center of his story? He is. Okay. He's sharing his story. He's confessing. This is the reality that...
Bro, your testimony's all about you and it's real cringe.
Like, oh man, and people are like, okay, don't you do? I'm not laughing at the severity of how evil this is.
Yeah.
I'm laughing at how ridiculous.
Ruslan KD then goes on to laugh
at the severe of, no, we're laughing at the poor journalism here.
Yeah.
And there's been times I've defended Julie.
Hello.
There's been times I've defended her publicly.
Hello.
Okay. So no, this is just bad in my opinion. These things make Wood a poor representative of Christ in the video, and I couldn't help thinking how his shocking demeanor would come across to the Muslims he supposedly is trying to reach. Yes, he may have brilliant arguments against Islam, but who would be attracted to the faith of someone who walks in self-centered, shockingly callous way? Though Wood admitted what he did was wrong, he didn't express any concern for the girls he harmed. Perhaps we should excuse his behavior disorder. After all, is a psychopath capable of anything else? This is where Monroe's perspective is especially helpful. Could a person with psychopathy or narcissism or autism, both of which sometimes lack ability to empathize, be fit for ministry? Monroe, yes, I believe so. However, they would be aware of their deficits and find ways to ameliorate them.
Which I think he does.
That's the
so
bad.
So it's like, are we forgetting that hundreds, maybe thousands of hours of content published to the internet over decades? You know, maybe let's say call it a decade. Are there going to be missteps? And do those missteps, meaning like, he didn't ameliorate, whatever that word is, his side effects of his psychopathy, that's the word, autism, whatever it is, antisocial personality disorder, in a video, does that disqualify him from ministry? All of a sudden, it's like, well, I don't see anything in scripture that says that disqualifies someone from ministry. And so if someone does something 90% of the time, right? Let's say 10%. Let's say this is the 0.01% where it's like really, he's sharing something really, really hard and it's being layered with him being a psychopath. But let's say the other 9% is maybe he's hard on Islam and he's being rude or whatever. But someone does something well 90% of the time, mitigates this mental illness issue in their communication 90% of the time. Would we call that fit for ministry? Would we say, hey,
right?
I accept that.
Right.
That's great. And you're not shepherding people.
Yes, and he's not a pastor. Yeah. So she goes on to basically call him to apologize. The hilarious part here is she says, apostate prophet came at her, but you issued the correction for apostate prophet, right? Like you actually issued the correction because he told you he would sue you for defamation, and you issued the correction. So like it's interesting that's left out here. Right? He calls me liars and reporters liars rather than acknowledging how difficult it is to interpret conflicting verbal, nonverbal. And so she goes about communication is nonverbal, but she leaves out, again, that you issued a correction because you said he laughed along to it. And you have to apologize and issue, or you should apologize and issue a correction because he didn't laugh along to it. There's nothing funny about what David Wood confessed to.
She's also quoting the rule, like 70% of communication is nonverbal to the exception to the rule. So it's like, okay, there's going to be an exception to the rule sometimes, and that's going to be the person that's a psychopath where their nonverbal cues are absent. So
wait, hold on real quick. I just want to acknowledge how funny this is. Yeah. When I wrote to this attention, he replied, "Don't you have like 90 cats to take care of?"
Goodness gracious. Okay.
He's a psychopath.
That's 10% of the time, okay? I said, okay. I said 10%. I didn't say 99% of the time he's good. 10% of the time, you know, he's a little out there. But she's quoting the rule to the exception to the rule. And so she's mad that he has bad nonverbal cues.
Yeah.
And we're like, bro, you're walking into a room where it's already understood. You don't take his nonverbal cues.
Right.
You have to listen to what he's saying,
right,
and take that as word. So if he says this was bad, this was despicable, this was awful, and I will go to prison if they want to press charges.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, what more do you need?
Yeah.
You need it written on a piece of paper so you can't see the person's nonverbal cues?
Yeah. So she goes on to say he needs to apologize for the way he talks about it. He should also apologize for a mature way he responded to criticism, using sarcasm and snark as a way to engage with his followers. There are serious issues. I think, is there an apology in this at all? Like, to me, the frustrating part is that there's no apology in this. Okay, so they did. We apologize for the mischaracterization. Yeah, so I would just like to, if we're going to demand Wood to apologize, I would like a louder apology.
Yeah.
From you guys. Like, I would like a printed article that said we apologize.
Yeah, not just in the correction footnotes.
Not just the correction footnotes. If you're going to demand him to apologize, maybe lead by example here. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's unreasonable. Right? So they did apologize, but yeah, I think if you're going to demand Wood to apologize, perhaps you should lead by example and apologize. So anyway, those are my thoughts. Our Black Friday sale is here, and one of the items that we get the most amount of feedback on is our devotional bundle, where you can get yourself our Bless God Prayer Journal, our Bless God Leadership Planner, and the 60-day Occupy Till I Come devotional available right now. You can get one for yourself, and then you have some stuff to give to your friends or family for Christmas. A great way to think of that loved one. And we also have limited edition signed copies of my USA Today best-selling book, Godly Ambition. It's on sale now. Go to blessgod.co and pick yours up.